Good morning to all my wonderful viewers out there, and welcome back to another Streetwear Talk video, the series where I cover the latest streetwear releases, I cover the latest streetwear news, and of course, in the series, I just discuss anything to do with streetwear or fashion. Now, in today's video, we're covering a sort of upcoming release. As one of the brands that is collaborating in this release has already released this release on their online store, but then the second brand that's collaborating with them is releasing their release tomorrow. So it's kind of upcoming, but kind of not. What I'm going to be covering is the collaboration between Stussy and Nike, as they have collaborated together on a holiday capsule of both apparel and sneakers, and they have done a collaboration on the Air Flight 89s, and we're going to be covering everything to do with that holiday capsule in this video today. Yeah, it's kind of hard to summarize, guys. And it was kind of difficult to do with my formatting for the videos as well, because I love talking about upcoming sneaker collaborations and sneakers in my sneaker talk videos, which I have been very slack on over the past 12 months. And I love talking about streetwear in streetwear talk videos. This holiday capsule is both apparel and sneakers. So I was kind of on the fence of, do I do two videos and do one talking about the apparel and a second one talking about the sneakers? And then I thought, it's kind of rude for me to do that to you guys, because then you've got to watch two videos and then it just feels like I'm milking you for the views. It just felt right to do it as one, because it is technically one holiday capsule. So I felt that that was the best way to do it moving forward. But yeah, as mentioned in the intro, the first brand, Stussy, released this capsule on their online store on December 8th. But Nike is releasing this collaboration on December 13th. So it's technically upcoming. It's not. I'm recording this on the 12th of December. It's a bit like that. But yeah, in today's video, we'll cover the apparel releasing between the two brands for this collaboration, the Air Flight 89s that we're getting as part of this collaboration. We'll recover the release details, even though I basically just said them just then, and I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on the apparel, the sneakers, and the collaboration as a whole. My expectations are quite high because Stussy recently collaborated with Levi's again for the second time this year, and I really loved that collaboration. It felt really authentic, but from what I've seen in this collaboration, I am skeptical. But I'll hold off, and I'll cover the collaboration with you, and I'll see how I feel after that. But we've got two HYPEBEAST articles that we're going to be using today to cover the collaboration. I think we should kick off this holiday collection by covering the apparel. So let's head on over to that first HYPEBEAST article and start covering exactly that. Here we are at the first HYPEBEAST article, and you know how I said I didn't want to cut up this video idea to have two videos? Well, HYPEBEAST wanted to cut it up to have two articles, so there we go. They could have done it as one, but oh well. Anyway, just my thoughts there. We'll cover those release details. So set to accompany the Stussy Nike Air Flight 89s, coming in the three colors that it comes in. This Stussy Nike Holiday 23 apparel collection is set to release December 8th via Stussy's online and I assume in-store locations, and then it's to drop on December 13th on Nike sneakers. So like I mentioned, two different release times. Stussy wants it dropped early on their website, so you will all buy it there. But if you miss out there, well, there you go. You have a chance to pick it up on December 13th. We'll now cover the 15 images of all the apparel that is releasing. But if you have any further questions about the release details and when it's releasing and where, drop them in the comment section below. But let's dive in and start checking out the clothing for this collection. Right, so the images that the HYPEBEAST article has do feel a bit low resolution, and they're not really showcasing a lot here, but maybe there's not really a lot to showcase, in all honesty, about this collaboration. So we have a collaborative hoodie releasing co-branding on the left breast there, a very short hoodie as well, because you can see the sleeves go quite far down whilst the actual length of the garment kind of cuts off around here. So it's going to be a hoodie that will sit at your waistline, maybe a little bit past that. I do like that cut of hoodie, and it has been very on trend to have that cut of hoodie over the past couple years. I think it's really tasteful. It works as like a essentials hoodie, but I don't know. I kind of wanted a little bit more. It would have been kind of cool to have like a little hang tag on the zipper for this hoodie, but if this is all we're getting for it, it's okay. It's nothing fantastic. It comes in a grey as well. Comes in like a nice, not really intense, but a really nice red. And then we move on to what looks to be a waffle jersey, or just a long sleeve in a very jersey-like material. But we'll cycle back to the hoodies. It's okay. I guess, like I said, my expectations were high because the recent Stussy and Levi's collaboration was just fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the Stussy Levi's collaborations this year. So I was kind of expecting a lot more, but it's passable. Like, it's okay. That's really all I gotta say. Moving into the long sleeve, we have, like, even though the photo is really low resolution, if you look close enough, you can kind of see it's got like a waffle texture to it, or it's probably more appropriate to say like a jersey texture to it. This is fine, but unless there's a logo on the back of it that I'm missing, this literally just looks like a Nike jersey, long sleeve. Maybe there's a Stussy logo on the back of it. The photos aren't showing it, so unless there's a Stussy logo on the back of it, this just looks like a Nike jersey. They could have maybe chucked a Stussy logo over here, just so I remember why we're looking at this piece. But I can see that there's a collaborative logo down there, but who's going to be looking at that? Like, who's gonna lift up that and be like, ah, it's the Nike Stussy collab, I forgot. Because I'm already forgetting. But just my thoughts on that. Yeah, I don't know if it's because Nike is this huge brand and they have to maintain their brand image, and they didn't want to do anything too exciting or too crazy. They wanted something that was definitely going to sell out, and they had to do this. I kind of would have liked it to be a little bit more exciting. It is very versatile though. I do have to give them points for that. Like, all these pieces you could wear very easily. There's nothing that's too outlandish or too crazy, but I would have liked a little bit more. I liked the Levi's Stussy collaboration because it was that, because it was out there, it was adventurous, and it was kind of fun. I guess maybe that's why I don't like this collaboration as much, because it's a lot more conservative, but that's just how I feel. It comes in a white as well. I cannot imagine a mesh material garment in white. You're just asking for trouble there. You spill 1 ounce of sauce on that, and it's game over. Because it's going to get intertwined in the mesh material. I wouldn't want to risk it. I mean, go for it if you want, but I would not want to risk that. That is not a wise move. Ooh, okay. Well, they heard me complaining about it not being adventurous enough and, exciting enough, and then they hit me with the hot pink. Which I wasn't expecting, but here we are. Yeah, it's okay. It's whatever. Okay, this is surprising to see. We've got I would call it a bomber jacket, because I can see the orange lining and the overall color and everything. Yeah, I think a bomber jacket is the most appropriate. Again, it's a short garment. We can see that the length isn't longer than the sleeves, so it's going to be a little bit shorter. It does look longer than the hoodies though, so you could wear the hoodie and this over the top of it. Yeah, it's fine. It's a cool Nike piece, but it doesn't really feel like a Stussy piece. I feel like we need some Stussy up here, because at the moment, if you didn't tell me this was a Stussy collaboration, I'd just be like, it's a cool Nike bomber jacket. Again, maybe there's a logo on the back, but it's not really showing me that in the HYPEBEAST article, so I can only really go off what I can go off. I hope there's a logo on the back that kind of sells it to me a bit more, but I kind of feel like you shouldn't have to have a back logo that sells it to me. I kind of feel like the front of it, you have to have enough to sell it to me that it's a collaboration here. You could have even had just like a cool Stussy logo sitting on top of the Nike swoosh here. Just my thoughts on how to make it more apparent. But yeah, there we go there. That's that piece. It does come in a black color as well, which looks really nice, you know, very versatile there. But again, I'm missing out on the collaboration feeling here. We've got some matching sweatpants for, I assume, the hoodies, coming in a black, a gray, and a red. Looks like I'm right. It matches the hoodie there. We've got some shorts. These now just feel like Stussy shorts. Yeah, because there's no Nike element to them. Maybe they use Nike materials, and that's the selling point of it being a Nike collaboration. But yeah, not looking too good. Comes in a yellow. We've got some collaborative socks. At least with the socks, they had co-branding on them. I can see half a swoosh and half the Stussy logo. Actually, this is probably more half the Stussy logo. I can literally only see an S there, but we're getting there. It took to the socks for us to get there, but we're getting there. So, I mean, I would have just liked to see more of this on the other pieces, but yeah, I love the dry fit socks. Yeah, okay. And of course it comes in a white. Why did I not expect that for the last piece? Okay, well, that is all the apparel. How do I feel about it? It's like Nike and Stussy came together to do a essentials line for this holiday collection. They played it very conservative. They probably just wanted a co-branding collaboration that's just really easy to sell out on and that wouldn't be sitting around. I mean, it's the holiday season. People are going to be buying it regardless. But yeah, it's a shame that we didn't go a little bit more exciting with it. Like, it wasn't more adventurous. It's yeah, it's just very, very conservative. But I mean, you do you, I suppose. Like, it works. Like, I could wear most of this collaboration. I just kind of wanted something. I wanted that big, heavy-hitting piece. I wanted that Nike Stussy piece that I saw, and I'm like, wow, remember that from the 23 collaboration? Like, I can say that about the Levi's Stussy denim that released this year. I can be like, wow, do you remember those, like, moleskin-looking jackets, the Type 2 jackets that they did? You remember those, like, big Stussy logo, embossed logo denim jackets they did at the start of the year? That's crazy. This, though, if you show this to me in 3 years' time, I'm gonna forget when it released. I'm gonna be like, okay. I think they're really banking on the shoes being the heavy-hitting piece of this collaboration, but I kind of feel like you need the apparel to match. And I want apparel to match the sneakers releasing in this collaboration, because that just makes it so much better. Because you're like, oh, I got the shoes and I got the apparel. Let's go. Yeah, that's how I feel about the apparel. Just all my thoughts on that. Hopefully the shoes I'll feel a lot warmer about. But let's go check out those Air Flight 89s and we'll see how that all turns out. So just before we get into the Air Flight 89s, I thought I'd just cover the retail price, release details, everything to do with that. So the most recent update that we have is that the Stussy and Nike Air Flight 89s are supposed to be releasing in a pecan, a what were the habanero red, and the black and white colorways. The pecan pair is only to appear on sneakers so far, with it scheduled to drop on that December 13th date that we're talking about, at $160 US. Release for all three pairs remains to be expected for December 8th for Stussy, so it's already dropped if it's already there. However, I would check sneakers, because potentially both of the other colorways may have been added to it by now. But the last update that we had, this article is a little bit old, was that the pecan ones were the only ones on sneakers at the moment, but that may have changed. We could go load up the website and see if that's the case, but I thought I'd just cover the big detail here, that it's $160 US for this collaborative sneaker. But now we can have a look at the collaborative sneaker. Let's get into these 24 images and check out these three colorways that we're going to be getting, which already I'm feeling like this is more of a collaborative effort than the clothing was. because I can see Stussy motifs right here. I can see some very interesting streetwear flair being added to the shoe by adding a panel that is a snake skin. It travels along the other side as well. It features co-branding tags on the tongue saying Air Stussy. No co-branding inner sole. No co-branding on the back either. It would have been cool to see Nike Stussy or Stussy Air or something like that on the back of them, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll take that. We can see it's got a perforated toe box with a very soft looking leather for the toe box there. Same continuing on the back with that soft leather choice. We've got the habanero red and white colorway. I'm a little bit disappointed that the snake skin hasn't been done in a red color as well. I feel like having the red color applied to the snake skin would just add that little bit of flair to it and just make it work very seamlessly. The brown is a little bit off-putting in that. Here's the other shots of it. I think just a red snake skin would have looked really nice on this shoe, but they went with the brown like they did with the brown pair we saw just before, and I don't think it works as well. We move on to the black and white pair, and like I was saying, I think the snake skin that matches the overall colors of the shoe complements it really well, and I think a showcasing here of the black and white colorway shows my point here. I think it looks really nice having this snake skin match the overall colors of the leather and all the other materials used here. It just works really well. Looks really nice. It actually looks like a really nice like low, almost mid-cut shoe with how they've approached this here. I love it. I think these are really nice shoes. I think the black colorway is really nice and the brown colorway is really nice as well. It's a shame the red is my least favorite. I actually was hoping the red would be my favorite, but it's that brown snake skin that's kind of throwing me off. But in saying that, you could actually just buy the red pair and then get it customized to have red snake skin there instead, and I definitely recommend you doing that if you actually get that, if you pick this one up here. But how do I feel about these collaborative Air Flight 89s? Look, I think in all honesty, this holiday capsule, the big focus was around the sneakers, and they did all three colorways of the sneakers, and then they thought, oh crap, I've got to do clothing for this collaboration. Let's just throw a bunch of essentials pieces together and call it a day. That's just how I've kind of felt about it, because that's how it looks from me. It looks like that they wanted to do the sneaker and then they threw in the clothing just because. But I think it would have looked a lot nicer if they went down the approach of, you know, actually doing a clothing capsule that matches the design choices on the sneaker. So give me some fun leather jackets with the snake skin. Give me some fun clothing pieces with the snake skin and the color choices chosen here. Like, I feel like we could have really onboarded that and had some really fun, like, brown and white pieces, red and white pieces, and of course some black and white pieces as well. We could have really played around with the material choices and color choices on the sneakers and applied it to the clothing to make it a lot more exciting. But instead, like I'm saying, I feel like they've just thrown a bunch of essentials clothing on top of this collaboration and called it a day, which is unfortunate. I would have liked to see that effort being put in for the clothing on top of the sneakers as well, but I definitely think the sneakers is the highlight out of this whole collaboration here. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the sneakers now and the clothing now that we've covered it both. Do you feel the same way that I do, that it feels like the clothing was very quickly just thrown together? Or do you feel that it's a necessary clothing line for this sneaker release that we have here? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on either the sneakers or the clothes down in that comment section below. That's everything really to cover about this Stussy Nike collaborative holiday capsule, guys. We covered the clothing, we covered the sneakers, we covered that it's releasing on December 8th on Stussy's online store, and we covered that it's releasing on Nike's online platforms on the 13th. We covered the release details, the retail price for the sneakers, I think everything. Oh, and my thoughts and opinions on it as well, how I felt about the collab. Yeah, I think I'm just a bit disheartened because, like, after looking at that Levi's Stussy collab, I was like, oh, this feels so authentic. I really enjoy it, and I want that same caliber brought to this Nike collaboration, and it only feels like it's been done in parts on the sneaker collab and not necessarily the clothing, which I'm kind of bummed out about. But hopefully in the future they can take a approach where if they're doing a shoe, they do matching apparel to it. That would be really fun to see, but that's just my hopes. I'd love to hear if you guys are actually going to pick up any of this collaborative apparel. Are you going to go for the clothing? Are you going to go for the sneakers? What are you picking up? Let me know what you're grabbing from this holiday collaborative capsule down in that comment section below. Of course, if you guys want to keep covering all these upcoming Nike and Stussy collaborations, or just Stussy collaborations in general, you got to give me the 3 indicators I always ask you for, which is a like on this video, a comment in that comment section down below, and if you haven't already, the best indicator you can give me is subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit the subscriber milestone of 3,795 subscribers before the end of December. We are less than 5 subs off hitting that milestone. Hopefully with your guys' continuous support, we can reach that milestone before the end of the month. But I think that's everything I got to say about this Nike Stussy collaboration, guys. I'd love to have that conversation with you guys about it down in that comment section below. But until the next Nike video, until the next Stussy video, until the next Streetwear Talk video in general, guys, I'll catch you later.